Hello, guys. It's Coach Walker here. I'm here to talk to you about the budget. This is our new unit. We're discussing the budget, and we're talking about not just the fact that there's a deficit, but just what are the components of the budget and all of the things that go into it. Hold on, someone's coming to the door. Let me just go ahead and pause this real quick. Enter Commandant Walker. I'm going to be teaching this class from here on out. We're going to talk about the budget. I've killed Mr. Walker, and I'm now your new Commandant, General Walker. So let's talk about the budget. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay. So I'm going to start talking about the budget. I don't know why I'm all the way through the PowerPoint already. Here we go. In my time in the military, we would talk about the importance of defense spending. Defense spending is a component of the budget, as is many other things, including Social Security. Let's talk about what the budget entails. The first thing you should know is that it really includes two things. Those things, where the government gets its money. And then what it decides to spend its money on. How do we refer to these things? Revenue. This is where the government gets its money from. Primary source of these funds is going to be your taxes. And if you don't include tariffs in that, it would include tariffs too. Do you remember what tariffs are? I'll pause a second in case you know so you can say it to the screen. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods. Imported into the United States, we've got tariffs. Now, as far as taxes go, the income tax was established in this 1913 by the 16th Amendment. Before that, there was no income tax. Couldn't tax incomes whatsoever. But this change was made, and ever since then, that's where government gets its money. The other source prior to this is going to be excise taxes, like the whiskey tax. Those don't exist anymore. Besides revenues, we're going to be looking at expenditures. This is spending of the government dollar. Revenues and expenditures go hand in hand. If expenditures are greater than revenues, meaning the red is greater than the green, can you guess what we have there? We got ourselves a deficit. If revenues are greater, we got ourselves a surplus. We haven't had a surplus in years. You remember the last president? No, you can't. You know why? Because it's Bill Clinton. He was alive before he was president before you were born. That's the last time we ever had a surplus. Ever since then, Bush, Trump, Obama, it's been deficits after deficits after deficits. Here's an illustration of the debt going on throughout the world. You see that the United States, we got it pretty bad, but so do a bunch of other countries. Look at Japan. They're the worst. Some countries run surpluses. We ain't one of them. Let's talk a little bit about the income tax. There's two ways the income tax can be taken. It can either be a progressive tax, that's number one. This is the most common way. This is what Virginia does. Progressive tax means that the higher your income, the greater percentage yield they're going to take. Federal and some states do this. This is federal. It would include Virginia. The other one is flat. Same percentage across the board. Means that whether you're poor, whether you're rich, they're taking the same percentage. They're still taking more money from rich people, though, because they're making more money. Only fair. Only some states do this. Corporate taxes. There's lots of loopholes here. Businesses know that if they move it overseas, move their finances overseas and keep their profits there, they can avoid these types of taxes. No problem. And then we've got social insurance type taxes. These come out of your income. They come out of my income. That's the truth. And guess what? You can't handle the truth. Part of taxes come out of your income. They include things like Social Security. The truth is, we haven't been able to afford these programs since the early 2000s. Last slide. Talking about the national debt. That's self-explanatory. I'm not talking about it anymore. $22 trillion. And growing. Tax expenditures. Ways the government spends money without actually giving it out. What do I mean by that? We're talking about incentives. You know what a tax incentive is? That's how the government tries to control your behavior. It's like solar power. People who have solar power, they get tax write-offs because it's green energy and it's good for the environment. Some people even have so much solar power that the government pays them. And they have negative utility bills. That's it. Hope you understand the budget a little bit better. We're going to have another unit here in a little bit, but as long as I'm comment on around here, there's going to be no demerits given. Because behavior is going to be on point. Stopping the recording right now.